Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everyone had a great and wonderful day. So, I seem to have made a few mistakes here and have to reduce re-uploads, but that's okay. We're seeing that a kid is, a Muslim kid that was 6 years old was unfortunately stabbed 26 times because of the Israeli-Muslim war, or Hamas war, that's happening overseas. And this is one of my fears that I figured was going to happen because we have some unhinged people talking about and justifying the actual attack of the Muslims. And that's not okay. So, what I think the best course of action here is to understand what is happening and what the fears that may be. And as I go throughout the video, you'll see what I'm talking about and explain a few things here. Take a look at this.
The 6-year-old boy and injured his mother. Police say their 71-year-old landlord is the suspect in this targeted hate crime. Here's ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas, and we do want to warn you, some of what you'll hear is going to be hard to listen to.
The vicious murder of this innocent 6-year-old boy near Chicago is fresh evidence that the war between Israel and Hamas is spilling over into America. Attorney General Merrick Garland announcing a hate crime investigation into an unspeakable crime involving a landlord allegedly attacking his renters, that little boy and his mother. Police in Plainfield Township responding to a report of a stabbing on Saturday.
The landlord has the child in another room and apparently is either stabbing or has stabbed the child.
Prosecutors say Joseph Zuba fatally stabbed that 6-year-old, Wadia Al-Fayumi, 26 times with a military-style knife and left his mother critically injured. Authorities claim the 71-year-old Air Force veteran attacked them because the child and his mother are Muslim and because of hatred tied to the Israeli-Hamas war. The child's family laying him to rest today.
Now, the most damaging thing here is just because the Israeli and Hamas people are at war and it is now bleeding over into other countries. I may believe that this guy had waged one of the leaders of Hamas has waged a day of reckoning, and now due to this hospital attack or bombing, this has also waged a day of revenge or a day of rage to the outside people. So whether or not these days are going to come to pass, this is the issue that I see here. And I want to make sure that this is something that does not constantly been happening so we can try to come together as Americans. I think this is something that that we should have all expected to happen, or eventually that some rage is going to happen, because we have people in New York justifying and congratulating the murder of this, and we all know on how not good that is. So, no kid should have to be stabbed 26 times, regardless whether they're from Israeli or Muslim, and I think that can be understood here.
Outraged and heartbroken.
We're not in war. The war is overseas.
The boy's murder is precisely what the FBI says is the most immediate threat flowing out of the recent conflict in the Middle East.
We've got to be on the lookout, especially for lone actors who may take inspiration from recent events to commit violence of their own.
The FBI says since the terror attacks in Israel, there's been a surge in reported threats against Jewish and Muslim institutions right here at home. Looks like there could be tense times ahead. Pierre Thomas, ABC News, Washington.
And as the father has said before, or the relative of to this child, because I'm not sure if he's father or a father or not, what this man has said is true. The fight is overseas, and these people, these radicals, these far leftists, these people that honestly, that the Muslims that do hate the Jews that are here, this is a problem. And we need to understand that, which Tim Pool and a lot of his colleagues pointed out quite correctly, if the Muslims put down their arms and stop fighting, or rather not the Muslims, but the Hamas people, let me be correct here, the Hamas people put down their arms and stop fighting and try for peace, there will be peace. If the Jews put down their arms, every last one of those Jews will be completely eradicated. And then all you would have is that these people would continue to do this, and they hate Americans as well. So this is not a winning solution here. And unfortunately, that this is the cause of the issue. And even what the FBI, even though as much as I hate the FBI and ever in all its glory, is coming out and saying that there's more issues happening afoot, right? There are more places that are under surge of violence or a surge of threats happening in the U.S. because of the Israeli-Hamas war. I don't think that any Israeli or any Hamas person or any Muslim person should be killed in any regard. We are Americans, and when you came to this country, you came down to become an American, and all the war power for it. Now, as I can see here, this is a huge issue, and I don't want any Israeli or any person that is not a complete radical lunatic to have to die in any regard. The same thing as I don't want my opposition to be killed for any stupid reason. It's insane to have this particularly happen, and we need to do better as a country. Hopefully, we can come together and not have to cite such violent and terrible rhetoric into our country and try to keep things calm among the civilians here. Hopefully we can learn that stabbing a child because of a war that's happening overseas is asinine. And anybody that thinks wants to do harm to other people just because of a war happening overseas, maybe you're not welcome in this country, and maybe you should go back and go be in that war to go support your country. Simple as that. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, share, as always.